Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, it was our fault. We made a mistake. Spotter said it was clear. It wasn't clear, and, you know, I didn't want to tear my car up, tear his car up either. I respect everybody, and I demand respect. And, you know, I apologized to the guy when he came over the car, explained to him what happened, and then he took it to another level when he started calling me an idiot and whatever else. And I don't appreciate that. I'm not going to take it. I told him how I felt. I called him out. He didn't show. You know, and so, you know, I'm good with it if he's good with it, but I'm not going to be disrespected by no means.
Yeah, I guess I had a dinner date at Applebee's last night that I didn't find about until it was too late. It's a shame. Love their riblets and boneless wings, but...
All right, folks, welcome back to Meet Me at Applebees, your #1 unrefined motorsports podcast. It's Brian here with Rob and Ashley, and this week we conclude our road course coverage for the 2026 season at Sonoma. Folks, how are we doing this week?
Doing good. I am glad that Twisty season is behind us. It is a little weird that we don't have anything coming up for the rest of the season. Yeah,
that's fair.
I think the kind of throws the schedule off a little bit. But again, I don't care for my own personal entertainment. But yeah, doing pretty good. How about you do? How about the True Love? You know, I wasn't going to fix it. There's no way, so we're just going to let it ride.
Starting off hot.
You know what I meant. How are you, True Love?
I'm great. Yeah. I mean, we are done with Cup road courses, but I think Truck still has a road course.
Yes.
They have
Lime Rock in a
Rock,
couple weeks.
Which we'll be talking about that in a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
So
also, if you're watching along at home with us here at Applebee's, we've got the BC39 on one of the TVs at Applebee's, and the other one has World of Outlaw late model action on tonight. Busy night.
Mm-hmm. And the Law & Order SVU Marathon is also on another screen.
So. Yes.
Real mixed bag here at Applebee's tonight.
Well, let's plow through this road course coverage, I guess.
There were 2 ARCA races, one at Sonoma and one at Elko. I didn't watch a goddamn second of either one of them. So
Elko's a cool track, but yeah, I didn't tune in for that one.
Well, I watched the one at Sonoma, unfortunately. So I spent my Friday evening. There really aren't any notes from that one. Some kid named Sam Corey started on the pole. Don't know who he is. He pretty much led the entire race. Sage Karam and Haley Deegan were also in the race. Mm-hmm. Deegan, they showed her on lap 2 with damage, and then they just never showed us why. I think she finished last. So
yeah, I did see a tweet that said she was not going to be speaking to the media. So who the hell knows what happened there? Sure was a good day for her.
Yeah, this was one of those races that they put on the Tubi channel, the Tubi NASCAR channel. I think it was on Flow. But it was really annoying because for the majority of the race, they didn't have like a ticker on the screen, so I had no idea what lap it was. I didn't know who was leading. I didn't know anything. And then they were about to have a restart with like a few laps to go, and it was that Sam Corey kid leading again. But Mia Lovell, I think her name is, had been second all day, and she was kind of giving him a run for his money on restarts. And so they were setting up for like an exciting restart at the end, and then the broadcast goes out, and they switched to showing a rerun of the San Diego Cup race for about 15 minutes. And then the ARCA race came back on.
Any explanation of what was going on?
Nope. The ARCA race came back on, and that Sam kid was in victory lane, and they never showed a replay of anything. So
wow.
Thanks a lot, ARCA.
Yeah, I was going to say that the ARCA Sonoma race is usually one of the better ones, just based on the quality of the field that sometimes they'll get. Because, you know, sometimes Cup drivers will get more laps, or Xfinity guys or whoever will race there, one-offs, people try to get experience. So there's usually a lot of cars. It sounds like this didn't qualify for what I'm describing.
Nope, just Sage Karam, who finished 13th out of 22 cars.
Oof.
So, I mean, there weren't any like crazy ARCA wrecks. I feel like most of the cautions were just for cars broken down in the way. So
Yeah.
And then they had the other ARCA race at Elko, which I didn't watch at all because I had no idea that it even existed. They didn't promote it at all. But I believe it was Brian, you sent us a screenshot of the misspelling on the ticker that they had.
Yeah, Arca Mendards. They had it on for like 2/3 of the race.
Yeah, but Max Reeves won that one.
Yeah, he backed into that win, so that's all I know.
Cool, folks. This is what you're here for.
ARCA.
Top coverage of ARCA.
Yeah, the only coverage of ARCA.
Yep.
Well, we have even more notes on the Busch race the next day.
I just want to point this out to the listeners because you can't see this. The note for the Busch Series this week literally says not much to discuss.
Yeah.
SVG wins. That's it.
Pretty much. I mean, it was a race. SVG led almost all of it, I feel like. I think there were a couple wrecks that happened, but nothing crazy. Zilich, I think he was up there, right? I don't fucking know. Like, I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but...
Zilich won Stage 2. I will say the Poopsicle car was back, and it won Stage 1, so...
Yeah,
Small win for the Poopsicle car.
And it got a top 5. Both the Viking cars did well.
Alfredo and Parker Retzlaff. Yeah.
There weren't any major wrecks.
Interesting little tidbit we learned on DBC today, since I think more of us probably listened to DBC than actually watched the O'Reilly race. But apparently those cars that Viking is running at Sonoma were old Colleague Xfinity cars.
Yep, that is correct.
So maybe it has something to do with why they're able to get those things tuned up as well as they can. But again, helps to have talented drivers behind the wheel too. And seems like they made the right choice by shopping at Colleague, buying a leaf filter car.
Did you mention Taylor Gray's misfortune?
I forget. Oh, he fell. Yes, Taylor Gray, our old buddy Taylor Gray from San Diego, ran out of gas like 500 feet from the checkered flag, and everybody in the field passed him. So
what a bummer, man. Now look, I know you guys decided last week that you hate Taylor Gray, and that's not unreasonable. But this is what I was talking about last week: the bad luck and just shit that happens to him that is not necessarily his fault. 90% of his season has been this, so I can understand his frustration last week. Again, San Diego, not the way to handle it, but this is a prime example of why Taylor Gray's in a bad mood.
That's fair, but hey, it's karma. It's just the universe getting him back, so that's fine.
Well, it's just a week at the racetrack for Taylor Gray, it seems.
I did want to mention that, SVG did what he always does, and he kicked his rugby ball into the crowd. But at Sonoma, it didn't make it into the crowd. It landed on pit road behind the pit boxes. So we got a quick little shot of it landing behind a pit box and a bunch of adult males trying to dive on top of it and grab it, but it kept popping back up out of the dog pile like it was greased up, which was pretty comical. Which all those people in that area diving on it were probably adult autograph collectors.
Yeah, so. Just an absolute peak display of dignity on the CW.
Yeah, I wish they'd held the camera on those that kerfuffle a little bit longer. But that's it. That was the
Busch race.
That's it. On the Sunday. We're already on the Sunday. I didn't watch much of the pre-race.
Talking for like 5 minutes.
I didn't watch much of the pre-race, so True Love, what did I miss?
The pre-race notes, so, they switched to TNT this week, so The desk looks a little different. LaJoy and Trotter are gone, thank God. But now the pre-race desk had Dale Jr., Steve Letarte, Jimmie Johnson, Jamie Mack, and Marty Smith has joined them, who I didn't realize annoyed me until this weekend. But
not a Marty Smith fan. He's like a weird, like, motivational speaker guy, and I'm not into those types.
It's gotten worse over the years. I think Marty Smith is an incredibly talented journalist, but and I actually, the first NASCAR podcast I ever listened to was Marty and McGee. You guys remember that shit?
I never listened, but I remember the name.
And it wasn't, over time, it became whatever the fuck Marty Smith is now with the faux hawk, and yeah.
Well, anyway, for the they've got, all these racing legends sitting up there with Marty Smith, and then they proceed to show the clip of Jamie Mack's bare ass. They blurred it out, but they brought that up.
Good.
And then they proceeded to play the audio of Jimmy Jam drunk to Jimmie Johnson's face.
What do you have to say about that?
He just, what he said online, again, he just said it was his Le Mans accent. And then Jamie Mack brought up the fact that before they went on air that Jimmie Johnson was trying to sell them on Zens. So
I missed that part, but it's interesting how much Zen has infiltrated the racing culture and just culture in general. I know it's like a kind of a bro thing, but
got a couple of bros on the show right here, and we bother True Love about half an hour before we hit record every single time we do this, talking about Zens or zones, I guess. Which, by the way,
emo music for half an hour before.
It was a nice change tonight, but yeah, I'm a zone man now, Brian. I don't know if I've admitted that on the show yet.
Look at that. See? Welcome to the club.
They got me, yeah.
Now we're supporting Austin Hill as opposed to Kyle Busch, so there's that.
Better, worse, or the same.
So yeah, Ty Gibbs is on the pole, and I am kicking myself for not running him in the race in the fantasy league, because Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? I had him in San Diego and took him out for this race. I don't know what, because he won both fucking stages.
Yep.
Big points day for him, 54 points, I think, almost as much as SVG. It almost came up and even flipping the stages like he did, managed to finish third, which was pretty crazy. So good for him. I mean, obviously he's a pretty decent road course racer, and the Gibbs cars, even Denny, until he got spun, was having a good day. So Christopher Bell, still with a broken wrist, got fifth.
Hey, you never know he had a broken wrist.
Yeah, pretty wild. But on the other end of the spectrum for Toyota, Tyler Reddick, he is in the middle of his cold streak, because I don't know what the hell happened to his car, something with the power steering within the first 10 laps. He ended up getting back out on the track, but only made it from 6 laps to 4 laps down at the end, because there were really there was only one caution aside from the stage breaks. There was a debris caution when there was a little wreck involving, who was it? Josh Berry, Austin Cindric, maybe?
All the Cobbs at the back. Yeah, Austin Cindric was in there. Noah Gragson.
Cindric. Yeah. Bubba.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened. What else? Yeah, Reddick finished dead last. Didn't move up at all.
And lost the lead of the overall points standings, which is not something that I think any of us really saw coming if you would have asked us a month ago.
No. And would have lost it by, now he's only down by, I think, 1 or 2 points, but would have lost it by 30 had not Denny Hamlin got spun. The one restart, after the caution, going into one of the first turns, people were quick to blame Hocevar for spinning Denny, but it very clearly, once you looked at the replay, it was like an accordion effect between the 48 and Keselowski and then Hocevar. So, and even Denny himself was like, I don't really have one person to be mad at. It was just a racing deal. It is what it is. But he ended up getting back up to 26th, and thankfully, he also didn't lose to Ty Dillon in the bracket challenge, because Ty, right around that time, Ty was ahead of him at that point, but his power steering failed, and that allowed Denny to pass him and move on to the next round.
I haven't even bothered looking at my bracket. There's no point.
No point. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
True Love, are you going to be winning $1 million?
NASCAR already said that there's 0 perfect brackets left, so.
Yeah, which sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, SVG, of course, led the majority of the second half of the race, or at least the last stage. But Chase Briscoe was giving him a hell of a run at the very end. It seemed like, people joke about SVG saying his car sucks while he drives away from the field, but this was a time when his car was not really as good as it normally is, and Chase Briscoe was able to catch up to him. If there was another lap or two left, he might have got him.
I mean, he was on his bumper in turn 11.
But no, SVG got his second win of the season, and most likely the last win of the season for him.
He also kicked a rugby ball again, which is tradition, of course. And this one bounced off of a light pole, and we got to see all the die-cast cockroaches roll around on the ground for a second time.
Yep.
Great.
Good stuff.
And yeah, like I said, with that, the road course season for 2026 is over, and we are off to a bunch of good tracks, so very excited about that.
Yeah, definitely a weird stretch of the schedule coming up. Not just 1.5 miles, bunch of strange ovals, which I'm very excited about. Short tracks.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, so now here's True Love with the frustrating Fantasy League report.
Well, I do want to say congrats to Ross Weinkoff on getting to celebrate another win out there in Sonoma.
That's right.
I'm sure he drinks some
yeah,
wine.
that's right.
Let's see if I had any other notes before we do that. Now, we mentioned in-season challenge for a second. Who did y'all say that y'all picked for your overall winner? I know y'all said, but...
I picked Denny.
Tyler Reddick.
Okay.
Yep, so rear out, Rob.
Yeah, well, it's been done.
Yeah.
So.
I picked Reddick for my other guy, but he's already, that side of the bracket's fucked.
Yeah.
I had picked Reddick, and then at the last second I changed it to Blaney, so I'm glad that I changed it. Anyway, Fantasy League. Let's see. We had a tie for the winners this week. Astro Prone and Dick Trickle tied for first. I know Dick Trickle's one of Brian's friends. I'm not sure who Astro Prone is.
Astro Prone is another of my Discord friends, so
Okay.
yeah.
So they won third place driving on Dollaritas. Rob in 6, pretty good. He had a little 3-way tie for 6 between him and Bailey and Stephen Kent, who was stealing his information.
Yeah, it's funny how we keep landing next to each other in the standings.
Yeah. And then rough day for me and Brian. I was 19th and Brian was 21st.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, even though I was, 21st, I was still like only 40 points out of first place. So like the points were fairly tight, unlike some weeks. But
Well, they still are pretty tight.
Well, yeah, I mean they're still tight in the first 4, but frustrating day. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking not running. I think I swapped Gibbs for Busher. What was that? Why did I do that? And I will also admit that I don't think I fully understood how stage points factor into this until the last few races. So I really got to start paying attention to that.
Yeah, stage points always screw me at road courses because I forget that people do weird shit. So. But yeah, overall point standings are exactly the same pretty much. Flavortown McLeod still leading, Chris Davis 2nd, Little Michael 3rd, Brian 4th, Rob still 7th, and I dropped 1 spot tonight. So that's Fantasy League.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Good luck to everyone at Chicagoland this week, where we haven't been in many years. So
Yeah, it should be a good race.
And and only 17 drivers of the 39 entered have ever raced there before. So there's that.
Who won the last trip to Chicago? Was it Kyle Busch or was it Chase?
That was Bowman.
I think it was Bowman.
Oh, that's right.
He killed it.
Well, I mean,
right. He
COVID,
did kill the race.
COVID kind of kill it too. So
Well, he had a track record there for a minute of winning at places and then them disappearing from the schedules. So.
Yeah.
that's true. All right, so now on to the notes, and unfortunately we have to start off with another sad note. Dan Bromley, assuming this is a guy who died in the flat track wreck, right?
Yeah, AMA flat track star, got killed in a heat race at Lima. And, yeah, very, very sad stuff. Pretty young guy with a family and quite successful as well. They did continue the program. I don't remember who won. I don't actually follow flat track all that closely. It's incredible to watch, but it's just one of those things where I run out of the bandwidth to store in my brain. But yeah, incredibly sad. I obviously thoughts, prayers, and all that to his family and the whole AMA community. That's some rough shit. I think there is a benevolent fund for his family that has been posted. We'll put that in the show notes. But yeah, we're very fortunate in the oval track racing that we typically talk about in here to not have to experience this very often. Again, sprint cars and late models, all that shit's pretty dangerous, but especially on the NASCAR side of things, you don't really have to reckon with this sort of thing very often, on track anyway.
Yeah.
And it's always a shock when it happens. But yeah, those guys are absolute fucking gladiators. And yeah, unfortunately, that's the price that some pay for chasing that. But again, thoughts with everybody over there and his family.
Yeah. Next bit of news is something that I can't say I'm at all surprised about.
Yeah, it's not breaking news necessarily.
Yeah, IHRA. You'll have to. Somebody will have to expand on this. I'm assuming Rob will have to expand on this because I saw some stuff about a bunch of events getting canceled, but
so just to recap, IHRA, International Hot Rod Association, their owner is loaded, of course, as you need people like that in racing. At the end of last year into this year, they just started buying up a ton of racetracks, drag strips. They created a late model series. They expanded the IHRA drag racing schedule, power boats, the whole thing. This massive expansion, and they renamed a bunch of the speedways to be called Durana Raceway, which was fucking strange. The whole thing felt weird. But hey, I think we all were feeling optimistic that, this is.
I wasn't.
This is
nope. Nope. I can tell you this is going to happen right from the beginning.
Yeah, let me be optimistic for a second. Hey, it's a guy with money who's pouring it into racing. At least
it's a guy with money coming from Elon Musk. That tells you enough.
Well. Whether or not that tells it, don't give me the fucking Twitter bullshit, Brian.
Come on. How many of those racetracks are going to get turned into fucking data centers in a few years? Let's just say that.
I mean, that's yeah.
Which
is kind of the direction this is going because they laid off a bunch of staff, canceled a bunch of drag racing events, and they own Rockingham too, so that's kind of definitely breaking news here. Not a lot of information coming out, and in fact it's so murky that journalists like Matt Weaver even said on Twitter that he doesn't even know how to cover this because he doesn't even know who to talk to at IHRA anymore. So keep your eyes on this.
Wow.
It seems like a mess, and it, I'm with you, Brian. I'm being optimistic here, or was trying to be, but yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised to see that anyone who just rapidly expands.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what field you're in. When this type of stuff happens, the result is 98% of the time is not good, and this is exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah, so we got a lot of racers who are wondering if they got a schedule to go home to. We got a lot of tracks that might be in limbo now. But again, this is not the last time we'll be talking about this year, but that news did break today that the shit is beginning to find its way to the fan over in IHRA country.
Yep.
And speaking of shit hitting the fan on a racetrack, but only this time it benefits the race fans themselves. We got blessed with some free tickets this morning.
Here at Applebee's.
So this morning I'm looking, at Facebook as I do, and on the ship posting group, somebody's like, I don't know how legit this is, but I just got free tickets to the Brickyard 400 and posted a link, and it took you to the IMS website, and you had 3 different options for different sections to sit in, and all the tickets were free. And, looking at the thing, it was some sort of Xfinity promotion, and I was like, well, fuck it. Indy is close enough for me that I can pull it off. It's a long day, but I can pull it off in a day trip. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go. So I grabbed tickets. I sent links to you guys. I sent them to a couple other friends, and
we sent everybody them to everyone we knew. Yeah.
Everybody got tickets.
Yeah, everyone we know has a pair of Brickyard 400 tickets.
Yes.
Maybe.
But maybe, yes. So that was this morning. As we were going to record tonight, I'll start looking at the tickets, and it seems like we may not actually have these tickets. Like I said, my theory was that this was an Xfinity customer promotion that somehow was eligible to the general public. The other theory that we had was that this was their way to kind of paper tickets, to the race, because, we all know, yes, the Indy 500 sells out, but the Brickyard 400 never. I think aside from the first year or two, never sells out. And not to mention the fact that these tickets are not in the greatest sections of the grandstands. But again,
the 3 worst sections at IMS, but still free tickets for free tickets.
Yeah.
I just checked the link that you sent us this morning, and it now says all promotional tickets for this promotion have been redeemed, and or the promotional offer has ended. You guys can read between the lines if you like. We'll keep you posted on whether or not we leave a grandstand empty.
Yeah, because I've said it before on the show, like, Indy obviously is this, legendary place, but after going there once for the road course races and realizing, like, if I go to an oval race, I'm not going to be able to see shit.
Yeah.
My desire to go to anything but an Indy 500 for the sake of going to an Indy 500, like, that's it. But again, free is free, and if these tickets are legit and I do have them, I will go to the race. But
well, we did order an extra pair through the Meet Me at Applebee's Gmail, so maybe we'll give a pair away here on the show if they end up being legit.
Well, all of our links are broken right now, but I did send the link this morning to my friend Clayton, and he paid the extra $10 to get the paper tickets. So we'll see if paper tickets arrive at his home or if he gets a $10 credit to his bank account.
Yeah, some Roger Penske IMS trough points is what he'll be rewarded with. I don't know. I'm with you. The 500 is obviously the pinnacle. But, the Brickyard 400 was a big deal for me as a kid growing up, too. Because I love kart and IndyCar so much that seeing NASCAR come over there I was very excited for that. And just to go see the facility, no matter what's going on there, it's a hell of an excuse. And even if the race is kind of dog shit and it's hot and, I don't know. I bet you that section is going to be fun, though, based on the type of people who picked up those tickets. Yeah, hopefully it works out, and maybe we'll see you at Indianapolis in a few weeks.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see, some other NASCAR news. The Ram free agent driver for North Wilkesboro was announced, and Ryan Newman will be getting the ride. Not a shocking name. Ryan is still very active in short track racing. So
you can't turn on Flow Racing without stumbling across Ryan Newman.
Yeah, so he's still pretty tuned up. So I have to imagine he'll probably hopefully get the best result of these drivers so far this year. Even though Chris Rice himself admitted, trucks are still not great. They're still working on it. But it is what it is. So that's cool. And other truck news, though, this is probably the most interesting truck news of the year as far as I'm concerned. NASCAR does have one more road course race for the year, and that is at Lime Rock Park with the Truck Series. And for, I think, the first time ever that I've seen, the garage will be open to the public with just buying a normal ticket, which is something that only happens at dirt races and drag races. So
it's cool. Yeah.
Very interested to see how the entire DARF fan base navigates the garage. Because I have a feeling this will be a one and done, but it's not the Cup Series.
Cool.
So.
It'll be cool if people behave themselves, but I just want to say right now, Godspeed to Kyle Ayala if you were working that race.
Also, a friend of the program, Tattered Checkers. He's going to be spotting at that race, so he's going to be out there as well. He reached out to me today and asked me how far from Lime Rock I was, and unfortunately, I'm going to be in Arkansas during that weekend, so I won't get to see him, but racing last year I didn't think was all that great, but Lime Rock is an amazing facility, and I would love to go experience this race because the fan portion of it, even prior to them opening the pits to everybody, was pretty top notch. They had like a Le Mans style parade through town with all the haulers, and the towns around Lime Rock get really into having this race there. So it's really fan friendly, and them opening the garage is certainly in the spirit of the place. So would have liked to have seen that, but hopefully those guys have a good time, and both of them are able to swat people away while they're trying to fucking work.
And spot some DARFs for us that weekend.
Exactly.
He actually reached out to me today too, but he was asking about the authenticity of a Davey Allison straw hat that he found online.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see him this year.
I missed this news report, but apparently IHRA is joining the Indy Freedom 250 weekend in DC.
Yes. That's true. I don't know who added that, but that is the truth.
They're going to run a Saturday race on August 22nd. It'll be Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, Tony Kanaan, Elio Castroneves, and Dario Franchitti.
That's fucking sweet.
Well, if this race weekend is anything like the rest of the Freedom 250 festivities that have been going on in the Capitol so far, it'll be a hit. So
it'll be sparse. They'll be giving out free Xfinity tickets on.
Yeah, free Freedom 250 ticket with purchase of Brickyard 400 ticket. No, this is cool. I mean, again, if you can see all the sites they're going to be racing around, the visuals are going to be awesome. And I really like what Ray Evernham is doing with these old IROC cars. And it'd be cool to see them rip around the Capitol or wherever the fuck that track goes. Again, I'm not going to go stand in the field to do it, but hopefully they bring IROC back up to Lime Rock, and I'll get to go check that out at some point because it seems a fucking cool deal.
This just popped in.
All these.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I hope they're not using all these old guys as guinea pigs out there before they send the Indy cars out, but
yeah,
I don't think Ray's gonna tear up all these vintage cars just for the sake of packing the track, if you will.
This just popped into my head, and this is a reference that I don't know if everybody will get, but I was just watching a documentary on Ren and Stimpy the other night, and Ray has some stuff in common with John Kricfalusi, who created Ren and Stimpy. If you don't know that story, look it up. It's not great, but yeah, let's just say it's smooth. I can compare the two between them.
Is that our video of the week?
No, it's not the video of the week. Now, this next bit of news is something that we joked about on the show a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we may have called this.
Yeah, but the newest Legacy Motor Club celebrity owner is Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
Mr.
It's actually
Flavortown.
real. Yeah,
fantasy points leader Flavortown McLeod is probably very excited about this news.
I sent him the link very quickly as soon as it came out. So.
Yeah, Guy was he was at the race this weekend. He was taking pics with Richard Petty, and I saw Jimmie Johnson had a temporary Flavortown tattoo, and
somebody photoshopped his hair, Guy's hair on Jimmy's head, and it looked.
Yeah.
Jimmy's like, yeah, I like it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, next up, we're going to have Corey Feldman and the Slap Chop guy.
Oh, I don't think either one of those two have enough money to. Slap Chop guy is running. He's running for Congress or something. He's
better.
Of course he is.
After like going to jail for some sort of sex crime, so
that's how you get a job in the federal government.
Body parts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew loves watching an episode of SVU about this exact thing as we speak.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of crimes, we're on week 3 of.
Speaking of Flavortown.
In Flavortown, yeah.
Still, folks, it is still not in any of my local stores. I promise you, I have looked, and it has not happened yet.
It's being Bush Light Lime.
Bush Light Lime, yes. It still has not popped up anywhere. Matter of fact, I still my corner store still has a couple cases of apples left. I got to go pick one up the next day or two while I still can. But no, it has not appeared yet. Hopefully this weekend we'll see.
Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled, and I'll mail you a case if I can come across it.
Don't waste your money.
That this weekend, Chastain is running a Busch Light scheme that is a combination of orange, lemon, and peach. I guess they're going to do a fan vote at some point about what their next flavor will be.
Well, I thought that's what the result was lime. Like lime was one of the first choices.
No, lime wasn't in the.
Oh, okay.
It's just a thing on its own. So I did see a video where they made Chastain do a taste test of the 3, and his favorite was lemon. So.
Oh no, they got to do orange. There used to be Bud Light orange, and I loved that. That was. It tasted like Jell-O to me. It was great. Yeah. So hopefully they do that.
Orange was his second favorite. So.
Let's go a little off menu here. If you guys had to pick a flavor for Busch Light, what would it be that doesn't exist? Or it's not.
Well, I mean, the obvious choice is watermelon. I mean, the fact that doesn't exist still pisses me off. Yeah.
I'd like to go for like some sort of hot sauce kind of deal, like a hot.
No.
Spicy light.
No, that already exists. Go get a Michelada or whatever the hell they're called. No,
Busch Light doesn't make it.
I know, but still.
Bush. Spicy Bush.
Yeah, I still haven't tried the pickled PBR.
Nope.
I heard it was gross.
Yeah, I'm not.
Or just drink fucking beer, people. We can just have beers.
I don't want any flavors in my beers.
Yeah, we used to put hot sauce in beer once in a while, and that was always nice. Made the Ice House taste better when we were drinking that. But
I will say that the universe got Dale Jr. in a Limp Bizkit shirt before we got Brian trying.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm telling. It's not like I'm not trying to find it. I'm telling you this. Like it is not out there. Literally, as soon as I see it, I'm gonna text you guys. Like, here it is, fuckers. I will send you a video of me drinking one just to shut you guys up.
We'll have to do an emergency episode.
Oh yeah, there's got to be a video. There's got to be photo evidence.
Yeah, on Dale Jr. wearing a Limp Bizkit shirt, you gotta wonder if he's taking a look at Jimmie Johnson's playbook and kind of scanning the horizon for people who are coming into money right now. Limp Bizkit is as big as they've ever been, so they might be doing all right. So maybe he wants to go cup racing instead of Traveler Whiskey. We're gonna see fucking whatever it is Fred Durst does outside of Limp Bizkit on the car, or just Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, why not? Bring back the rock and roll cars. Do a Limp Bizkit.
Start an entire new metal team.
Yeah, that is a diecast I would buy straight away from Lionel. I don't do that shit, but I would break my rule. Take my $200 for the fucking premium. Fucking, I don't know what is it called? Elite.
$3 bill, y'all.
$3 bill,
Chocolate starfish. Hot dog flavored water.
Piloted by Justin Allgaier. A man who embodies the spirit of all of those bands.
Oh, all right. Well, that's the news and notes.
Yep.
And it might as well dive right in the septic tank because our DARF is in there too. So.
Yes, that's right. We're all in the septic tank this week. Busy week for me. I went to a few different racetracks, but to kick this off, I think I've mentioned the fact that my camera guy and I, after working at Claremont, we've been going to this Polish American club in the middle of town. It's the only bar that's open past 10 o'clock. Claremont's kind of a dead place. Not a whole lot going on there, except for this bar, which is members only. And we've been buzzing in, and people have been signing us in because we're just the lonely, sad out-of-towners who have no place to go. And we walk in last week, and the woman who usually signs us in comes up, and she's She pulls her phone out and starts making a phone call. She's staring at us. We're like, oh boy, ran out. We're not supposed to be in here anymore. And she walks up. She's like, you guys want to be members, right? We're like, how much? Another couple minutes of conversation. After that, she's like, okay. It's $22.50 each. And the bartender from across the room was like, don't charge him the 50 cents, for fuck's sake. So $22 out of my wallet, and I now have a membership card to the Claremont Polish American Citizens Club. Very proud of that. I don't have to buzz people in, and I can take people with me as long as you aren't assholes. And I don't know if you guys know about private clubs, but they're great. You can smoke inside of them. You can gamble. There is a touch tunes you can abuse, like every other bar on earth. And in some places like Claremont, it's the only place you can go. So I'm happy we worked our way in there. Also got my first rain delay of my broadcasting career on Friday night. I had to sit there for a little while. And I've never really looked at the ads that we run, but there is an alternate Johnny bootlegger out there called Appalachian Sucker Punch. You guys ever heard of this shit?
I've seen those, yeah.
No.
Never had that before, but I was definitely
Well, you're not.
thirsty.
I am closer to the Appalachians than you are, so that's why I've seen it.
Literally,
I live in them, and I've never seen this.
well, it looks like Johnny Bootlegger, but anyway, it was a good night at Claremont once track got cleared. I've never seen this many cars. Like, basically every car in the property was out there buzzing the track. I could have taken my Jeep out there if I wanted to, but I was too busy making sure things were still broadcasting, even though nothing was going on. But good night at Claremont. Love that place. I'll be there this weekend for the 4th of July celebration. But this, like I said, this week was busy. After that, I went to Thompson on Wednesday night for the Tri-Track Modified Series. It was a nice night. Full program of cars at Thompson. I don't have to tell you guys about it. I go there a bunch. It's my home track. Went to the clubhouse again, had a nice meal, a couple of beers. It was great. But really, I was there not only to watch the race, but to cover this for Buddy Pulley's On Tour series, that was fun. And did see a great show. Ron Silk picked up the win. John McKennedy had a rough night. He blew his motor in qualifying, and he decided to drive all the way across Massachusetts to pick up a backup car. During rush hour, which is, have you ever seen 290 at 6 o'clock? That fucking sucks. But he did make it back to the track in time. He ended up coming in 5th. Patrick Emmerling also had to come from the rear after fixing his car. He came in 2nd. Definitely was the fastest car on the racetrack until there was a late caution, and Ron Silk was able to get around him and pick up the win there. But our DARF of the week does come from Thompson. Again, I was only really covering the Tri-Track series. Which, by the way, if you're interested in seeing that coverage, you can check it out on Instagram or on YouTube on the On Tour ATYL channel. But I kind of moved around the grandstands. I was never really anywhere for more than 10 minutes just because I had to go in the pits or, get into the infield or be filming shit, whatever. But the 2 times I did sit down for a couple minutes, got some incredible... I got to listen to some incredible conversations happening behind me, and both of these are going to qualify as our DARF of the week. The first one, which immediately I wrote down because it was so ridiculous, there was a guy talking to his buddies as the Crown Vics were on track, and he's like, these guys are all pussies. Yeah, all of them. If I was out there, I'd just put my foot in it and just ride the wall all the way around. It's like, yeah, I bet you would. As these Crown Vics are just trying to leave planet Earth because they have no grip. So eventually I left that situation, some old boomer being an old boomer. Moved to turn 4, which is my favorite place in the house to sit. It's a great view. You can see the whole track. And you're kind of elevated off the ground even further than the main grandstands, which is cool. So like I said, you're like on top of everything. It's a sweet place to watch. And I was blessed to have a very new couple sitting directly behind me. This guy brought his new girlfriend to the racetrack. Definitely her first time at a racetrack. It might have been his first time at a racetrack as well, based on some of the stuff he was saying. Because he was up there, trying to be Johnny expert. He was telling her what was going on. And unfortunately, I would say 90% of the information that he was giving her was just wildly incorrect. Just filling this poor woman's head with misinformation. To the point where it's like you want to turn around and say something. Like there was a heat on track for the SK lights, and it wasn't very good. They were pretty strung out, but it was definitely a race. And he was just like, "Oh no, they're just qualifying right now. That's why they're not going very hard." I'm just like, no, they're not. But we'll let him have the moment, I guess. Later on, I did see them arguing on the midway, so I guess maybe she Googled something.
Kind of love a mansplainer that has no idea what he's talking about.
I also caught him talking to her about having an unlicensed firearm, and he's like, "It's not like I'm going to jail or anything like that." And I was like, "Fuck." So,
I think the same girl, we have a video of her later.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our DARF for the week. Just think before you speak, fellas. That's your punishment for the week, and maybe...
or just don't speak at all.
Or just don't speak
never
at all.
Speak.
Yeah.
Men should not speak.
Yeah, he kept saying to her... one last little tidbit about this guy. He kept saying, "Is like, I know this isn't your thing." And he's drunk, of course. "I know this isn't your thing, but how awesome is this?" And I had to agree with him on that. But there's a reason why I don't take my wife to the racetrack anymore, and there's going to be a reason if they made it through the night that she won't be going to the racetrack anymore either.
It might have been her thing if she experienced it with anyone else.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But like I said, I was on site covering it for ATYL, and you can check it out on Tour ATYL on Instagram or on their YouTube channel. I kind of wrapped up the entire week of modified racing up here, and I think that's going to be a weekly thing. So if you like what you see and you want to hear more about modified racing in New England, that's a good place to start. And you get to watch me drink a beer as well. But that wasn't all the racing we had going on this weekend. Lucas Oil late models were at Lernerville for the Firecracker 100. Thursday rained out, unfortunately, and there's always got to be one. Brandon Shepard, Ricky Thornton Jr. picking up semi-feature wins on Friday night, and then Devin Moran picking up the big Firecracker 100 win on Saturday night. World of Outlaw late models this weekend, it was all Bobby Pierce. Every single fucking race was all Bobby Pierce, and his point lead is probably in the thousands now. Him and Justin Allgaier can both go out to lunch for a few weekends and not touch the racetrack and probably still have a shot at the title. I will say that the show on Sunday at Nodak up in Minot, North Dakota, it got stopped early because a hailstorm came onto the racetrack. All night they were talking about severe weather. Reuben, the announcer, kept bringing up severe weather. He was like, "Yeah, we got a lot of red and yellow stuff coming this way, so we're going to move the program along." And they got rid of the modified heats and everything and moved that to the end of the program. I was like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome," because I don't want to watch B mods anyway. Fuck this shit. They got about 30 of the 50 laps in, and then just a full-on hailstorm happened. They had to park the cars, get everybody out of the grandstands quickly, and then the last piece of action for Reuben was to end the broadcast. And they switched to this camera shot of him just looking at his phone, which I assume he was looking at the radar or maybe texting people. And I've never seen that guy look so fucking concerned in his life. He looked like an extra from Twisters. And you can't see what's rolling into the racetrack right now. I was like, yeah, we're gonna get out of here real quick. Thanks for tuning in to the Dirt Vision. I will see you next week.
It was very odd. And also, too, they were like, we got 60-mile-an-hour winds in the infield. Then they showed a shot of the infield, and there was a flag that was like barely waving. So I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could just very clearly tell, like, something was coming because everybody was like scattering.
Yeah, and then Reuben's just stuck up there in the booth holding a microphone. But I guess he made it out there okay. He's on TV tonight. But yeah, Bobby Pierce dominated the weekend. And bummer news for upcoming World of Outlaw late medal action. The Go for 50 has already been rained out all 3 nights. So that's that for World of Outlaw late model racing this weekend. But the good news is they're going to be at Lucas Oil is going to be up at Mansfield, taking the place of the event that was supposed to be at Atomic Speedway, which is now shuttered for the time being as they deal with whatever financial issues they're struggling through. We'll see if that place opens again. But in the meantime, Mansfield picks up another race. It's going to be on Wednesday night, right, Brian?
No, Friday.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah. which rain is already in the forecast for Friday. So that and I'm a World of Outlaws late models guy. Like I will watch Lucas if it's on, but I prefer the World of Outlaws. So
Interesting.
probably not going to be going to that one.
Well, that's certainly an opinion, but
Hey, my guy's in fucking late models.
That's
Your
true.
guy's in
That's
Luke
true.
Soils.
I will say that I don't have a side in the which series is better thing. I think both have incredible talent. There's a lot of people go back and forth about it. I don't have that opinion, but
I don't. It's to me, it's just I only have the bandwidth to really care about one of them.
yeah, that's fair.
I care about one of them. So.
But I will say, I think we're going to see a fuck ton of cars that were supposed to be at Deer Creek heading down to Mansfield. So if you want to see some of those guys, there's a good chance we're going to have a pretty mega show at Mansfield on Friday.
Yeah, if I see a bunch of guys, show up, maybe I'll change my mind. But it's also a massive flea market weekend, so I'll be up at 5 a.m, like 3 days in a row. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, hopefully the rain stays away from that one because Mansfield will be a good show. A nice little surprise to get that, and hopefully the track is a little more figured out this time.
Well, they had another race this past weekend. It was some weird fucking cars, but they seem to have. They say the surface is a lot better than it was, so they continue to improve.
And I'm sure all these folks are really hoping that Sugar Daddy pops in now that it's racing in his backyard again. So
I'm more interested in the dog, but I don't think it'll
That's
be
fair.
there, fortunately.
The sprint car World of Outlaws were at Cedar Lake. David Gravel won the prelim night, and Sheldon Hodenshield picked up a win on Saturday night. That was cool. Also, we'll just jump ahead to this. Emerson Axsom earned himself a little probationary period for fighting in the pits. Or fighting, off the racetrack is how they describe the incident. No one can really get any straight details off this, but based off what I'm seeing on the internet, he either fought Casey Jedrzejek for an incident on Friday night or a little piece of vigilante justice from our boy Emerson Axsom, Chili Bowl winner, of course. I read that he chased down someone who stole a woman's purse and beat the shit out of him and got the purse back. So you decide, folks, which is true.
Why would you get suspended for that? That's you earn a prize for that most places.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people
A Medal of Honor.
say that I got $100 on it, and the fine's only $500. So, yeah, it seems like the sprint car world is behind Emerson Axsom, as am I. So, yeah, if there is a GoFundMe, we'll post it. Get him out of jail here. But yeah, he can't punch anybody else for the rest of the year. Which honestly, I never would have expected him to punch somebody in the fucking first place. So. Yeah, I cannot wait to hear more details about it, and I'll be sure to drop those here in the septic tank if and when they do come to light. High Limit was at Shelby County. Tanner Holmes picked up his first career 410 win. I believe it was his first career 410 win, driving in the 13. Of course, that was Justin Peck's old car for Buck Motorsports, or Buck. Not really sure how to pronounce that one. Never had to say it out loud, but congratulations to Tanner and that team. 13's always a pretty fast piece, and nice to see him pick up a win. Rico Abreu picked up a big win at Big Sky. That's right, giant Montana Skies, giant paycheck for him. They also had a rain out on one of the nights, but Rico came in to this place and picked up the trophy on, I believe it was Saturday night. Sad news for True Love, but happy news for the rest of Pennsylvania. Casey Kane's summer is over because Anthony Macri is back in the car. And how about this? Motherfucker picks up the win in his first night back in the car. Of course, he came major back injury earlier in the year. Yeah, go ahead and boo through a man recovering.
Give us back the hot guy.
But yeah, he picked up a win at Williams Grove.
I'm glad that he's okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I know everyone's really excited to see that ending. And I've voiced my distaste with Anthony Macri several times on this show, but you never want to see someone get fucked up like that. And it was good to see him come back, and it's clear he hasn't skipped a beat. And of course, thanks to Casey Kane for stepping in there and giving True Love something to watch on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights when available. So. Speaking of guys who haven't won in a while, Caden Huncutt picked up a big win at South Boston for the Too Many Connors 200. That was a good race. You guys watch that?
No.
I missed that one.
This one was on Prime.
I think it was on the same time as some other race I was watching.
I think it was the Xfinity race, because I didn't watch the Xfinity race because I was watching South Boston. But decent show. These grandstands were packed to the fucking gills. I think they had 65 cars on the property, something like that. They sent a bunch home. They started 41 or 42. It was a big show. And it didn't look like there was a place you could sit or stand at South Boston. So that was awesome to see. And, of course, Caden Honeycutt not having the best mental health year we've ever seen in the truck series. But anytime this kid straps into a pro late model or a super late, he seems to do big things, and he kept that up at South Boston. Gotta say, though, they really got to stop interviewing people at the halfway break and get the show moving, for fuck's sake. We don't need an hour break in the middle. We got to stop doing that. A little follow-up news here on Drake Troutman. Of course, he left G.R. Smith's dirt super late model team a couple weeks ago. I think we had speculated that maybe he was going to be running for his own family team, and that is correct. He's now running for himself. So nothing like starting your own business, and I know he's been talking about it for a while. No idea who's running for G.R. Smith yet. If that happened, they ran this weekend. I wasn't paying attention because I was just kind of busy. But yeah, Drake Troutman fans, you won't skip a beat with him. He's back out there. Speaking of weather, wasn't the only place, Nodak wasn't the only place that we saw some inclement weather. Pretty nasty looking funnel cloud passed pretty close to Stafford on Friday night. Lots of fun photos of that on the internet. This one looked like it almost touched the ground, but nothing was damaged, and I'm sure just a bunch of Connecticut Yankees got a little nervous for a few minutes, but it is what it is, and glad that no damage was done. We don't get tornadoes up here very often, but it's like the second close call we've had this year, so we're all running scared up here.
Formula Drift at Stafford last weekend?
They did do Formula Drift weekend prior. And I did see, again, here's a bonus DARF of the week for you. Not really DARFs, but saw a lot of complaints on Facebook about all the tire smoke and squealing. And it's like, look, we're fine with the normal racetrack, but this shit, all day. But hey, that's probably the biggest crowd that Stafford's going to get all year, aside from Cletus. So, yeah, enjoy the extra money coming into the economy, and yeah, maybe go check it out or go for a walk in the woods. I don't know. This is a couple weeks old here, and I don't know how we missed this, but this was presented to me by a few different people. But I don't even know what track this was at, but there was a local news report about a street stock race. Must have been a slow news day, wherever this was. And much in tune with our DARF of the week, this lady was just making shit up during the report.
She got all her information from that guy.
She must have.
She was the last person that she dated was that guy.
Could have been, yeah, could have been dating the same guy, but just definitely foamed it in. She starts off the report by talking about how just bone-shatteringly loud the cars are, and you can see them behind her, and they're literally street stocks, and you can hear them just buzzing by in the background. And she can talk over them, so they're not that loud. She goes on to say that her dad raced in Formula One, which I don't think that's true. And then describes the qualifying format in a way which I'm pretty sure wasn't correct. But yeah, thank you to a local news station for covering a short track event. That's cool. But maybe next time we do a little preparation before we go on live television. What do you say?
Yeah, at the beginning she said my dad raced F1, and then towards the end she said when my dad used to make me watch F1 with him on TV. I was like, okay, that's not the same as racing in F1.
All she had to do was put the noise cancellation on her AirPods she was wearing. It would have been just fine. I don't know what the...
I tried to Google her, and I...
Yeah. Well, her last name wasn't Fittipaldi, so that's not it.
Yeah, everything she said just sounded like ChatGPT regurgitation.
Yeah, it really did. But yeah, next time let's use at least Wikipedia for 30 seconds before we go on air. We do have a piss trough update from our good friend James Honeycutt. He's on his annual racecation right now. He's actually at the BC 39 in Indianapolis right now. He's all over the place, but one of the first stops on the tour was at Butler for the USAC show there. He sent me a piss trough report. He says, report from Butler Motor Speedway, if you're skinny enough, you can crawl through the bleachers to get to the troughs. And this is some prison shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would crawl through the bleachers to get to these.
I am just curious because
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they active piss troughs, or is this like an abandoned bathroom underneath the bleachers that you're not supposed to be using anyways?
He stumbled upon it.
That's the Wilkesboro Moonshine Cave or whatever the fuck it is. It's just their old pissers. But yeah, this is pretty low on the list of the power rankings for piss troughs. I would still use them, but I wouldn't feel good about it, and I'd want to get out of there as quickly as possible.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely secret piss troughs are intriguing. Let's just say.
Yeah, it's the most intriguing. There's no question about that. But
I mean, the way that you could just see straight out the door through the bleachers, there could very easily be some snot-nosed kid peeking at you while you're trying to use the trough.
yeah, well, you'll have that, but
Poorly designed.
yeah. So if I ever get to Butler, I'll check it out for myself. But yeah, definitely not one of the nicer piss troughs in the United States. And speaking of James, I said he's at the BC 39. He did send us a photo of the grandstands. He's sitting up there in the temporary grandstands outside the racetrack, and sent us a photo of a big ass bolt just sitting right in front of him. So that's that's never what you want to see. But I've been watching it, and it doesn't look like anything has collapsed, so I think everyone made it through tonight. But yeah, the BC 39, that's going to be happening for the next couple nights, so that's a great event in memory of Brian Clausen. Lots of midgets on the property, and it's always a great show. I don't know if I have a pick for that one necessarily, but all the stars and cars are there, so hopefully Cannon McIntosh doesn't win, but he probably will. USAC sprints are going to be at Lincoln Park and Terre Haute over the weekend, which is great. Speaking of Anthony Macri in Pennsylvania, it's Pennsylvania Speed Week, so he made it back in time to join up there. They're racing all over Pennsylvania this week. You can catch that on Posse TV or on Flow Racing, depending on the night of the week. Always a good show. Always get to see a couple of random folks show up in those events and participate, so that's always fun. I already talked about Lucas Oil at Mansfield taking over for Atomic. That's going to be a good show. They're also going to Muskegon County this weekend. NASCAR Wheel and Modify Tour is on tonight at Seekonk. If the temperature drops below 95 by 6 o'clock, I might go. But odds of that happening are not good, so maybe I'll be watching that one from the couch. And also the Smart Tour returns from their little summer vacation. They're going to be at Caraway over the weekend. And I believe that's it for the short track septic tank. Again, if I missed anything, holler at me. Anything I should watch, holler at me. And if you're at Claremont, holler at me. We're going to flush this thing down. Whoosh. Now it's time for the video of the week. And one quick thing. We were talking about the Desert Storm cards last week. As soon as we finished the podcast, I had to go find them, and I started digging through them to see if I actually had the Saddam card. I don't know where that went. Maybe that is just the Mandela effect thing where we all imagine it existing and it really didn't.
It exists. I can would 100% exist.
Yeah, I could have sworn I had it, and it might be somewhere down here. But what I did come across was a Dick Cheney trading card, which is pretty cool. So I got a Cheney rookie card. Immediately put that one in plastic.
You can go to any flea market or card shop in America and find those cards today. So
probably still has a stick of gum in there.
There you go. All right, so videos of the week. These were not my best picks. I'll be the first to admit that. But hey, they're videos. Yeah. At least they were short.
They were
on paper.
Yeah, they were good watches. They just wasn't much to take notes on.
Yeah. First video is the deadly history of Riverside, which Riverside itself is like one of those tracks that like I just don't know a whole lot about. I mean, it went away before any of us were watching NASCAR, and like it's just one of those things I remember reading about or seeing photos of. And I've watched a little bit of footage over the years, but still one of those things, like one of those places I just don't know a ton about. We got a tiny bit of detail with this first video. It was built by West Coast Automobile Testing Corporation, which never heard of that before. It was only 50 miles outside of Los Angeles. Originally supposed to be a 5-mile track, but they ended up cutting it down to 3.3 miles. And much like NASCAR does today at Sonoma, they skipped the inner loop at the track to shorten it up a bit. Track opened in 1957, and first weekend they had their first casualty when a driver named John Lawrence died in a rollover. Now, granted, this wasn't a NASCAR race; it was just a sports car race. But supposedly there were supposed to be mandatory roll bars in all the cars, and of course his car didn't have one, and he passed away. The first NASCAR race there was in 1958, and it was 500 miles, which is absolutely insane. It took over 6 hours to complete, and then when they came back in 1961, they cut it down to 100 miles. So, and then it became a staple on the series from 1963 until its closure in 1988. And, once NASCAR started running out there regularly, it became pretty popular pretty fast. I mean, you got to think back. This was the only West Coast race at all for decades in NASCAR. And, another funny, weird thing is it was the second race of the season for a while, too, in the 80s, which is very weird to think about, going from Daytona to Riverside, of all places. But, yeah, back to the death. In 1964, they showed a bunch of footage of different practice crashes, which were all pretty wild. But Joe Weatherly, who was the defending champion at the time, he died in a wreck where either his brakes failed or his throttle stuck, and he hit the wall, and his head actually hit the wall and killed him. And granted, this was a time when safety wasn't really a thing, and like he wasn't even wearing a shoulder harness at the time, like just a lap belt, which is fucking crazy to think about, just driving NASCAR with a lap belt only. But yeah, also this was the time period when Dan Gurney was winning all the races. And this wreck, because Bud Moore was Weatherly's car at the time, and this actually caused Bud to kind of step back from racing for a couple years. Obviously, he eventually came back to full time, but that shook him up a bit. 1965, A.J. Foyt almost died in a crash where his brakes failed, and he was choking on mud in the car and was like blue when the safety crew got to him, but thankfully he obviously survived.
That guy has faced death in some fucking wild ways, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about he was racing everything in the most dangerous time to race anything. So.
Plus 2 killer bee attacks. This fucking guy, can't take him down.
There was also a very weird fan incident where a driver named Charles Powell wrecked, and a bunch of fans were sitting on a forklift and all got off the forklift to go see the wreck closer, and then the forklift ended up like falling down a hill into some grandstands and killed somebody and injured a bunch of people. That's one of the weirdest fucking incidents I've ever heard of at a racetrack. And then that same race, and this wasn't counted towards the official kill count, but a fan on a motorcycle hit another cop on a motorcycle, and he died. So very dark weekend in 1965.
Yep.
And then 1967.
A few of those in 1965.
Yeah. 1967, a driver named Billy Foster, who was a West Coast driver, decided to take one final practice run, and his brakes failed, and he tried to, ride the wall at 140 miles an hour to slow himself down, and that did not work out for him, and he passed away, which was their third death on the track in 4 years. And the last...
Should have had a Crown Vic.
Yeah. It was the last on-track death at the track. And then we got a note about 1987, there was a pit road incident where Mikey Waltrip and some other driver I never heard of collided and ran into Bill Elliott while he was pitting and hurt some of Bill's crew members, including one guy who apparently had a dislocated leg, which I've never heard of that injury before. So that was a new one. And yeah, his crew chief, or his crew a couple years ago, the guy that replaced the dislocated leg guy ended up getting killed in Atlanta. So
it was a bad run of luck for the Melling team. Then I don't know if I knew about the Riverside incident, to be honest with you.
No, I definitely didn't know about that. And yeah, overall total was 1 fan, 1 crew member, and 19 drivers died in the all the years at Riverside. So
a little bit of a meat grinder. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, you also have to think back to that era, and I'm sure a lot of other tracks had similar death tolls. You know, if you go through the histories. So
absolutely, yeah.
It kind of sounds stark in today's terms, but you know, back then it was probably kind of run of the mill.
Yeah, just another Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, not the most fun video to start off this week, but it was interesting at the very least. I'll say that.
Yeah. Learned some facts I didn't know. I'm convinced that this track was built on a Native American burial ground, and should go to the houses now that are built on this property and ask the homeowners what kind of weird shit happens in their houses.
Well, I think a mall was built there too. That might still be there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what one of the things was built there. More Riverside. This next little clip was really just a 6-minute clip of Jeff Bodine and Dale Earnhardt battling at Riverside in 1987, which this was also Tim Richmond's last ever victory. It starts off with, to me, you know, everybody talks about the pass in the grass, that Dale wasn't even actually a pass at the Winston. This, to me, is much more iconic. You know, Jeff's in the lead, and he gets slowed down by a lap car, and Dale just, fuck it, I'm going to go off the track through the dirt and pass both of them for the lead. That, to me, is going to always be one of Dale's best clips. Like, I just think that's so fucking cool and crazy that he pulled that off.
Yeah.
But really, just we see a few minutes of these two guys really battling back and forth, swapping lead, banging into each other, sliding through the turns. Like, just really cool, old school 80s footage of, you know, one of the greatest rivalries of that era. You know, there's really not a whole lot you could even say about it. It's just really, really cool footage of these two guys. And saying that, we had Ken Squire, and I believe it was Johnny Rutherford who was the other announcer, because I've watched some old footage of this team announcing races, and I believe it's Johnny Rutherford. And Johnny at one point goes, gonna need a brain scan on both of these guys, which is an interesting way to analyze the action on the track. And looking at the cars, I thought Jeff Bodine had mirrors on the side of his car. If you look at his windows, there's like little things protruding out the side. And it turns out those were actually in-car cameras, which were obviously looked a whole lot different then than they do now. But yeah, we see these two guys battling back and forth for a while, and eventually, you know, Jeff drives off. And Johnny also, the clip ends up with him talking about a dream he had about the finish of the race. And even in his dreams, he couldn't believe that Phil Parsons finished third in the race, which I thought that was very funny.
Lone Star JR.
But yeah, I wasn't going to make you guys sit through another fucking full race at Riverside. This was enough, I feel like. So just a cool clip that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely all seen the highlights of that, but it's cool to see the whole battle laid out and not have to spend 3 hours watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way those cars sling around the corners is just
so sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe at this point they were still on the bias ply, so that's kind of why they were able to do that. And then the final video is a trip to the liquor store with a guy who just had a website in like 2015, I think this came out, or early 2010s. just rowdy.com, and he was actually a NASCAR guy, which I didn't learn. You don't learn until the end of the video, but weird using Rowdy. And I don't think he mentioned Kyle Busch once, although I don't know if Kyle Busch was he Rowdy at this point? I don't
know when that came up.
Yeah. But the clip starts off with the guy talking about sparkling wine, like the guy at the liquor store, and he goes, "Sparkling wine is always correct, but it's frowned upon to drink sparkling wine on someone's grave." What? The fuck does that mean?
Wrote that one down. Yep.
So I thought this guy was actually in Sonoma and was just like going to a local store to like see what he should bring to the track. But no, he was in Virginia and he's like, I'm Sonoma's this weekend. Let's go see what wine to talk about to drink at my house while I'm watching this race. So the guy asks, what would be a good wine? And Robert is the name of the store owner, and he says it should be full-bodied, something to chew your mouth around. Don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
Thick wine.
Good thick wine. So he pulls up 2 bottles that actually were from Sonoma, both Zinfandels, one from a brand called Klein, and it was only $11, and then another one from a brand called Ravenswood. And he says these would pair well with barbecue, red meat, and chicken. All a good thing to eat with Zinfandel.
General meat wine, a good thick wine for meats.
Yeah, he called that wine plump and juicy. I just hated all of his descriptions of these wines.
Then the guy asks, which wine will make you drive faster? And then the guy's like, maybe something with a screw drop so you can get the bottle open faster, or something you could put a straw in.
Yeah.
And then he shows off Powers boxed wine, and then he goes into the economics of boxed wine and how it's cheaper to ship it in boxes because there's no glass.
That's true.
And then they compare that to car weight. That's one way to take that conversation.
Plus, when you finish the box of wine, you can blow up the bag and use it as a pillow.
Sure.
They call that a goon bag in Australia.
I mean, I've heard of space bags, but not goon bags. So that's a new one. Then he asks about a Colombian wine for Juan Pablo Montoya, and the guy has no answer. I forget which driver was from Quebec that was going to be in that race, but he asked about Quebec wines, and he brings up ice wines. And then
had
the
to
guy
have been Carpentier, right?
Yeah, I think that was him. And then he asks for wreck-appropriate fiery wines, something with like some sort of crash on the label. And the guy's like, we might have a red truck wine or a runaway train wine. But he's like, wine companies tend to shy away any sort of car accidents on their labels.
Until the Richard Childers number 3 wine came around, you really didn't see automobiles involved on wine labels.
He said that's a downer.
Yeah. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up your what to drink while watching NASCAR wine report. I'm not a wine guy, so this didn't really do anything for me. I'm not going to go pick up anything from his
didn't learn much. But yeah, I did think it was appropriate that this video of the week segment did end with a trip to the liquor store, because I'd say 1 out of 3 times this segment does make me want to take a trip to the liquor store. So it's nice to get that experience simulated here. Yeah, I wouldn't beat yourself up over these. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I went to this guy's channel afterwards just to see what other content he had, and it was very all over the place. I guess he was on Race Hub at some point. He had some videos of him at Clint Boyer's farm. Kurt Busch giving him a shop tour. Interviewing like a young Alan Gustafson. It's just kind of all over the place. And then since I had it on his channel, YouTube recommended Ultimate 23 Dragons' latest video to me from this channel. So
which is next week's video of the week.
It was called Johnny Benson, the Shining Light of the Racing World.
Still talking about Johnny Benson. Just can't give it up.
Who did retire. She was right about that.
But no, I don't drink wine either. I did try the Dale wine many years ago. It was actually at Garfield's Feet and Golden Crow Mafia's wedding that I had it at. But yeah, I don't drink wine. First time I ever got alcohol poisoning in my 20s was from $2 Chuck, so never again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How was the mouthfeel on the Childress wine? Was it a thick, viscous wine?
I really don't remember.
It was just red and free.
It was red and free, and there was a 3 on it, so it was very cold outside, so.
That's literally the only reason people buy that, Bob.
Yeah.
What do you got for us next week, Brian? All right, so we're going to Chicago this week, but we're not going to do any Chicago stuff. Next week, we're going to be in Atlanta. Well, True Love will be literally at Atlanta, but the rest of the NASCAR will be there too. Yeah.
It's coming right up.
So I had a little extra time today, so I went digging on YouTube. I had a little more time to do that, and I found a couple videos. One, we haven't watched this before. I double-checked. A little Bill Elliott documentary called Racing into History from 1989. I skimmed through it real quick, and it seemed interesting. It has some shop tour stuff and random old clips and stuff. So I was like, Atlanta, True Love will be into this. But then I also, as a little bonus video, found, it's only 4 minutes, somebody took a couple race shop tours at the Bill Elliott Shop and Museum, 2 different trips in 93 and 95. It's only a little 4-minute clip, but just a little add-on to go with the Bill Elliott documentary. So, yeah, some more palatable stuff for next week. So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. I'm excited.
I figured you would like that. So.
Have you seen either of these before, True Love?
I don't know. Maybe once I put them on, I'll recognize them, but not off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I found a lot of interesting stuff today that we'll be watching at some point, but I figured those would be appropriate. So yeah, like I said, NASCAR's in Chicago this weekend. I unfortunately won't be there like I was planning on going, but it should be good races. Arca and Busch and Cup will be there, and it's another Sunday night race, which, again, I don't mind, but the potential threat of rain, very high temperatures, and also needing a brake job in my car this week is preventing me from making the trip. So I'll be watching from home.
Damn.
Yeah, but I got other race trips coming next 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on if Indy happens. I've got a bunch of races.
Yeah, well, I'll be at the Brickyard 400 coming up here, hell or high water.
Yeah. Cool. So as always, you can follow us.
Ticket booth demanding to speak to a representative.
Just ask them to come to Applebee's on Crawford Road.
Yep.
Which we do need to. I mean,
we
look.
do need to do that.
Fuck, that's right. I totally forgot that shit. Oh man.
That's like reason number 1 to get there.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot all about that. Well, I definitely have to
hopefully
try
these
this.
are real.
Meanwhile, back on Dirt Vision, Bobby Pierce just won again. So
it's his 37th win in a row.
Yep. Well, cool. As always, you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at meetmeatapplebees. I am Speedway Screens on all the things. SpeedwayTSJ.com or SpeedwayTSJ.etsy.com is the shop. MMA Applebee's at checkout for 15% off. Rob even used it this week.
I did. That's right. That late model post that you guys saw with the cool Bloomquist shirt and the Billy Moyer shit. Don't even bother. They're mine, folks.
Yep. And Rob, we can actually match now. I already have that Bloomquist
I know.
shirt. So.
I was wondering if it was actually yours that you just sold me.
No, I got a second one. So yeah.
Yeah, we
Y'all can wear those to the Brickyard.
Exactly. And sweat our asses
nice,
off in our
nice
long sleeve t-shirts.
black long sleeve. Yeah.
Is that it? You're done with
It's
it?
your turn
Yes,
now.
I'm done.
Yeah. Still Snake Mountain True Love. I have nothing to promote, but Andy is doing a drift event this weekend at Atlanta Motorsports Park, which is in Dawsonville. It's like the little private road course deal there where like the Elliots go to, do road course things. So we can talk about that next week with our Bill Elliott videos.
Is that why Bill's so fucking good? Anytime he runs those vintage events?
Probably so. It's what he does in his retirement.
Nice.
Yours is just do that. So if I don't die from a heat stroke, we'll talk about it next week.
Sweet. Looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. Not you dying, but talking about Dawsonville. Rob Motes _unofficial on Instagram. My band is called These Wild Plains. I'll be at Claremont this weekend as always. Maybe Monadnock on July 4th. I haven't decided yet. But we'll see. It's just up the road, and we're staying up there on Friday night, so maybe we'll swing through there and see some more modified racing. The modified racing series is going to be at Monadnock, so that'll be a fun show. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Nothing else to report. Like I said, go check out On Tour ATYL, and you can see me talk about modifieds on the internet, making content, folks. Mm-hmm. Old man on the internet.
Influencer now.
Yeah. Haven't gone viral yet, I can tell you that. But
it's coming.
Yeah, but seriously though, obviously we talk about Buddy all the time, but if you want to see some good coverage from South Boston as well, that's a little more thorough than what we did in the septic tank. That's where you want to go. So,
yeah.
Cool. Well, with that, the check is here. So thanks for joining us again at Applebee's, and we'll talk to y'all next week.